All right, let's get this thing turned here. All right, so we are going to dive right into the thick of it with our KW command. Let me get my screen shared here. Excited to talk to you about Facebook campaigns. So this is our last Tech Tuesday of the month, and we are covering leveraging the KW command tool and the campaigns applet to generate more business, right? So I want to start by saying when we embark on an endeavor like this, it's really important that we first think about, hey, where does this fit in the context of my business, right? So a lot of times I will sit down with an agent and they'll, tell me that they want to start running some ads or do Google pay-per-click, or they want to, be on Facebook more. And I always ask the question, what is your overarching marketing strategy, right? Like, what are we hoping to accomplish from a marketing standpoint? Because I think that there is a misconception out there about how this advertising component works. Like, we do not just go to the vending machine, put our credit card in, and then press what lead we want. If it were that simple, right, the game would already be over. However, it is important to consider, how can I leverage something like a paid ad, a hard mailer around a new listing, or Google pay-per-click in an area that I want to farm as another element to an overall marketing plan. All right, so the second thing that I want to talk about before we dive into some of the nuts and bolts here is that when we make a decision like this, we want to ensure that we are committing to it for an extended period of time. Right? So we're going to talk about running a Facebook ad, and running one ad will get you a result. It is unlikely that that will get you the result maybe that you would have hoped. And that's why there requires a commitment. I'm going to run an ad a week for the next 13 weeks, right? Or I'm going to run 2 ads every week in September, right? You have to get to a volume, right? Imagine it a little bit like, that's less than a game of chance, but any game of skill where you might play one game and you could win or lose. And if you play 100 games, you might win 90 of 100. But if you just stopped after the first loss, you wouldn't get any of the benefits of the next 90 wins. That's the consideration for this, right? So again, what are the common missteps here? You're not putting in the context of, I'm going to run these ads around my listings, around my closings, or around my database, right, that I've built up. You're not doing it intentionally. You're just throwing something against the wall. The second thing is that we're not committing to it over a long enough period of time to actually let the results manifest. Okay, so with those two things fully and firmly out on the table, let's talk about, how do we actually go about doing this? So we're looking inside of my KW command. Welcome home, Michael. And we're going to go down the left side of the screen here, and you're going to see all these applets that you're very familiar with. The one that you want to go to first is campaigns, right? So we're going to go to campaigns, and this is our lead generation, lead acceleration hub. And there's a lot of different things that you're going to be looking at here. I don't want anyone to freak out if you don't know what every single thing is. But this is where, first and foremost, you're going to want to make sure that you have your accounts connected. So I'm hooked up through Facebook. You can also hook up your Twitter, your Constant Contact, or any mail campaigns, including command mail. So if you don't like MailChimp, or you've used Constant Contact but it's too expensive, there is a KW command mail that allows you to do HTML mass emails, very heavily integrated. And so then from here you can decide, I'm connected for both paid ads and social posts, right? So I can do either one through here. And maybe that's the first aha to take away. is that when you think about this campaign, it doesn't always mean advertising spend, right? In the next 90 days, there is going to be several national or bank holidays, right? There are going, you've got Labor Day, you've got Halloween, Veterans Day, Thanksgiving, Friendsgiving, Pearl Harbor Day, or not Pearl Harbor Day. What am I thinking of? Yeah, the Pearl Harbor Day in December. Either way, you've got all these days. Every day there's something happening, right? Almost. You could go through and schedule social Facebook posts unpaid, right? For the next 90 days, set it and forget it. Oh, I'm going to be traveling this weekend and I don't want to have to remember to post about Happy Labor Day. Okay, do it right now. You can schedule that post. You could schedule next 4th of July, right? So when you think about your social media, when you think about campaigning, right? This is where that context becomes really big. Hey, I want to do more on social media. Okay, you can do it all at once, right? And you can design things in designs, like which Danielle walked through, I think last week or 2 weeks ago, and then get right in and then just immediately plop them in your Facebook, and your Happy Hanukkah, Merry Christmas, all those posts can already be set. And you're just, you're on a beach somewhere with your toes in the sand. So you can also do that from a paid ad standpoint, which is going to be impactful. But whenever you, so this initial dashboard tells you where you're connected, what's connected. These things are great. They're quick posts. You're like, hey, I am not creative and I'm new in the business, and I've been told that I should spend my time and energy lead generating, not designing cool flyers. You can pop in here and grab one of these real quick and just boom, push out to your Facebook with some stock content, right? Because 90% of the game is just being there and showing up in the feed. And then finally, down here, you have tips and tricks, right? Tips and training. So if you're like, hey, Mike, man, this was really, really good. I really enjoyed the conversation about social media and about campaigns. How about, I want to learn more. You just go literally inside of the campaigns module. All right, so then up at the top, your the dashboard that sticks at the top, you have paid ads, emails, direct mail, and social posts, right? So social posts we already talked about. These are going to be where you can schedule social posts, pull social posts over real easily, and schedule it, as far out as you want. Direct mail, for those of you who love direct mail around Just Listed and Just Sold, you can do that through here. And you can do Just Listed, Just Sold, geographic farming campaigns. The software around this is really powerful. It's plugged into some different databases that know, okay, hey, this is my subject property. It's a 2-bedroom, 2-bath at 2,000 square feet. And then give me everything, and I just sold it, right? Well, don't send the postcard to somebody with a 5-bedroom, 3.5-bath. Send the postcard with that price that it sold for to everybody who has something that's, from a 2-bedroom, 1.5-bath, 2.5-bath. It's anywhere from 1,500 to 2,500 square feet, so that they know they've got a comparable property sitting that they're holding in their hand. You can do that all through this at less than $1. I think almost less than 50 cents per piece of content. Emails, talked about email campaigns. And so I use Command Mail, and I think your first 5,000 emails are free. And then you can upgrade your account to still get it cheaper than MailChimp or Constant Contact. And it's automatically integrated with your database, so your database doesn't have to be in multiple places. So when we look at what is the most common thing that folks are interested in doing, it is this paid ads through Facebook or Twitter or LinkedIn. And it is a very simple. You'll see I've run some ads. I've scared up some leads. I will tell you the commercial advertising game for properties and the commercial nature, a little bit drier from the clickbait standpoint than what you'll get with a super sexy kitchen on their Facebook feed, but pretty simple. Lower right-hand corner, there's a plus sign. You click it, and then you figure out what you want to do. You want to do a paid ad, you want to do a social post, you want to do a search ad for keywords, direct mail, or email. So let's talk about a social ad. we're just going to do this as an example. You can name these, 123 Main Street, number 1, number 5. But if anybody have a listing, that they want to, they want to advertise, or anyone, just throw an address in there. If you painted the town red today, we'll do a listing advertisement, and then we'll go ahead and do it on Facebook. So this is loading up. So does anyone have a listing that they want to that they would want to advertise or would hope to advertise? You can go ahead and drop it in the chat. Going back up into paint the town red. So let's see. Art Obleton, one of our top listers, has one at 194 Columbus in Bedford. So let's see if this is already live. 194 Columbus. And so I'll search. All right, that one might not be listed. I think if I have a listing. Well, let's just, hell, I can do anybody's. So let's go with Valerie's here. So this is 194 Flora Drive. If you're going to advertise somebody else's listing, you do need the permission of that agent to do it. But as I select that listing, hey, I want to go with that. This is going to be my my hero image coming through. Sorry, Gary is trying to talk to me. So what's great is you did all this work to put your listing in the MLS, right? You wrote this beautiful description. You did all of these things that are going to make somebody want to buy, right? Well, what's great is that your KW command connects directly to the MLS. And so all of the great work that you did around uploading photos, writing descriptions, et cetera, it all pulls through automatically. Look at this stuff that is already here. That's just straight from the description. So that becomes then the headline, right? And as I go and I work through the text, I can say Flora Drive must have, right? And I get to see it over here to the right. You can see what your ad is going to look like. Make sure that you like it. And then for the additional description, right? So this is the your main copy pulled in from the MLS. You can write whatever you want, or, right, there are literally tens of thousands of Facebook ads running every week from Keller Williams agents. And so with that, they look at what are the words, what is the context, what are the emoji usages that drive more, and you can just use a suggestion, right? And you can just say, okay, yeah, a property like this, you could be coming home to this. Boom. Maybe I like an exclamation point instead of a period. Now I've got that. So all my text dialed in, ready to rock. Now I can configure my photos. I've got the one image. I can go add more if I want. I drop in my logo, or I could do video, right? If I have a virtual tour, I can populate that here as well. That way, for anybody who is, really looking to make this a big part of their business, the opportunity here with video is that you stop the scroll, right? That's always, you'll hear that from a social media and an advertising standpoint. The ultimate goal right now is to stop the scroll, right? People scrolling through, you get their eyeballs to lock in for a few minutes, you're gonna get them to click through, and that's gonna be huge. So you go ahead, drop in your DBA logo. That's just your Keller Williams Greater Metropolitan Lockup. You include this commentary around each office being independently owned and operated, which is encouraged. And then, we can go through to the Facebook settings, which is I'm going to publish this on my business page. So one thing, you need to have a business page to be able to do paid ads. You do not need a business page to do scheduled social posts. And then what can I do? When somebody clicks this, what happens? I can send them to a site or a landing page. Maybe it's, michaelrapaski.kw.com, or I can have it pop up and say, tell me who you are. to get more information about this property. What's great is that's the one that I like to use, because that way, I'm capturing the people who are really interested, right? They're, maybe not just the looky-loos, but the people who are truly interested in the opportunity. And then they're going to put their name and number in, or name and email address. That information goes directly into my command database, right? So if I want to grow my database with Facebook ads, with Facebook paid ads, or Google pay-per-click, it populates immediately. And it says, this is a lead. And it says, this is a lead from your Flora Drive ad. It says, this came in at this date. And then I can immediately put them on a smart plan, start communicating to them, which, we learned about previously. There's a huge opportunity there to ensure that all that information is captured, right? Different from, hey, I'm getting this phone call from whatever number, and I'm in the car, I'm driving, I can't have a pen, and then I forget to put it in my database. And then that person, whether or not they buy the Flora Drive, is not the issue. Remember, and you've heard me talk about this before, we are not buying transactions. We are not advertising for transactions. We are advertising for leads, because the person that gives us their name, phone number, and email today might not buy for 3 years. And when they buy in 3 years, we want it to be with us, right? So we use that information to drip on them, provide them more information, get into a relationship with them, and develop the opportunity to eventually earn their business when they're ready to go. So I like the learn more option along with the lead generation form. And then from a website standpoint, I can just do my website here. And that way, once they click through, they'll get to that. And then who do I want to target? So I want to target people around Bedford. I can do some custom settings, which allows me to target my database only, right? Which is pretty cool. I can do, my friends, like a Mother's Day post that I did, I targeted directly to some of my old colleagues and their wives, right? So that, like if your database is big enough and you have it well segmented, you can build out these segments and advertise directly to them, which is a really efficient way to get eyeballs. Or you can do locations, or you can do interest, right? So again, this is, I think sometimes it gets portrayed as, hey, here's this, one-stop shop, go run your credit card and get some leads. I want to stress how important it is to be intentional. What ad do I want to run? When do I want to run it? Who do I want to run it to? And where do I want to run it? Especially from a database growth standpoint. If you are advertising, if you're trying to create a farm and you're Facebook advertising to people in a geographic area like Cleveland Heights or Bedford Heights, right? You are getting more people from that area. You're building a Bedford Heights database that then that adds that much more value every time somebody else comes into it, right? So pretty powerful stuff from there. And then from a lead setting standpoint, what do you want to have happen, right? So this is an amazing upgrade that is just inside of the last 6 months for KW Command. So remember, I told you this person's going to click, they're going to sign up, they're going to say, hey, Mike Repasky, I'm interested in Flora Drive. Then that's going to automatically go into Art's database, or whomever's database this is. I don't think this is Art's listing. And he can set it up to auto tag, right? So I'm going to have it auto tag as, Sphere, whatever, right? Whatever, and I could just do Facebook lead. If somebody clicks this, auto tags as a Facebook lead. And then I can put them automatically on a smart plan. So they can click this and they will automatically get added to my monthly neighborhood nurture, right? So straight away, they're going to start getting an email from me monthly just from clicking that. Now, somebody's going to unsubscribe. Somebody's going to not want to, be on that email drip. And that is perfectly fine, because this is the highest, largest point of the funnel that we are working with right now, right? And we want as many names and as many people rolling around in there until somebody's like, wow, I opened up your email, I downloaded your app, I like this place down the street from me, can you show it to me, right? And that is happening, that can happen. It will not happen the first time somebody clicks your app, right? So this is very much the long game, the intentional game, and the database build game here. And then finally, you can decide how much you want to spend and how long you want to run it. Again, there will be some recommendations or some requirements. You know, at least 10 days and at least $1 a day is the recommendation. Now think about this. If 6 out of every 100 people in your database are going to buy, sell, or invest in real estate the next 12 months, and it costs you on average about $3 per lead that you're going to generate from Facebook through command, $3 per lead, then you go get 100 leads, you have a shot at 6 deals. Let's say that it's only 1 deal per 100. Average commission in this office is around $5,000. It was even half of that. You're nearly at a $30 advertising spend let's say $300 advertising spend to make $3,000 over the course of 10 weeks, right? Run a $30 ad every week for 10 weeks. You will find a deal in there. You will find a deal in there if it's intentional, if it's strategic, if you're putting it in the right locations. But the most important thing is it in context to your larger strategy? And does it make, are you committed to doing it for a longer period of time? So I want to quickly recap the opportunities here. One is connect all of your accounts. If you do nothing else with command, but schedule your social posts so that you actually do them. The number of agents that I talk to that struggle to leverage and activate social media from a standpoint of their business is staggering, just because they don't make the time to do it. And listen, it's hard to make time to do it every day. It's uncomfortable for a lot of us. But if you go ahead and say, I'm just going to post when everybody else posts, that's fine. That's something. And just do it around the holidays. Do it around those key dates in your life, right? And just schedule it, set it, forget it, and go back to your business. And then when it comes to the paid stuff, whether it's emails, paid ads, or direct mail, the opportunity to do those through command specific to your database or with a draw directly back to your database, right? Click the link in the email, put a QR code on the direct mail, so that when somebody looks at it, boom, it takes them to download your app. When somebody clicks the link in their email, it takes them to their website or takes them to a lead generation form, right? So the wonderful thing here is that we can make everything outbound and get them to throw something back to us in the form of a name, phone number, email, contact information, whatever it is. All right, so that is the breakdown of how paid ads and campaigns work. Is there any questions that anybody had? Anything that anyone did not see or wanted to see or had directly? I want to be respectful of everyone's time, but also want to make sure that you're getting what you want out of this. So, any questions, comments, concerns, smart remarks, physical threats? All right. All right, couple of thank yous, guys. Listen, I know that this is like a crash course, but as you lean into it, here's the thing I would say: think about what you want your marketing strategy to be. I'm going to post 3 days a week on Facebook. I'm going to run one paid ad. I'm going to do mailers around my community or around the communities that I want to build a farm in. I'm going to do a monthly newsletter. Lay all that out, right? And listen, if you need help laying it out, raise your hand. Would love to help you lay it out. Secondly, right, I would say go ahead and identify the things that you already know how to do or you're already comfortable doing, and just start doing them consistently. And then when you want to add a paid ad, you want to do the scheduled social posts, you want to start doing mailers, please reach out to me. Reach out to anybody on the staff. We're all cross-trained in this. We will get you the help you need to take that to the next level. But what I would hate to see, and I think what we saw when this tool first came out, it was first really gaining traction, is I'm going to go spend $15 and hope I get something, right? That's not a marketing strategy, and that won't activate this to its fullest potential. But when you say over the next 12 months, what's everything that I want to do? Well, now you're in a position that, you can schedule most of it out. You have the resources available to you to maximize it. And remember, This is a lead generation game, not a transaction generation game. We have to reframe what we're doing here as getting people into our database, not getting people into to the closing table, because there's no ad in the world that is going to make somebody buy a house. These ads allow us the opportunity to build a relationship to then eventually help somebody buy, sell, or invest in real estate. All right, excellent. Well, guys, thank you so much for sticking around. Thank you for being a part of the sales meeting this morning. We are so excited about the future of the company, so excited about the future of your businesses, and really cannot wait to see you guys soon. All right, have an awesome day, have a great week, and have a strong finish to the month of August. We will see you on the 13th, or excuse me, is that 13th? 13th of September for our sale, 14th of September for our sales meeting. Sorry, not next Tuesday, guys. We'll see you not next Tuesday. All right. Have a great weekend. Enjoy the holiday, and I'll talk to you all soon.